Welcome to STL City Showdown. I am AJ, and this is Steve. We are back, and with a win. Wait, what's that? And he just woke up his whole household because it is 10:30 at night.
And no one has to work tomorrow. It's fine.
It's not like it's Friday.
City
like
got to win, baby.
Day.
City got to win. Get over it. Get over your sleep. We have like 4 of them now. Get over it.
Okay, Steve. So before we start, obviously we're going to talk a lot about City, but there's also this really big tournament going on that's called the World Cup.
I've heard of it. I've heard of it.
Yeah, I know.
It's going to catch on one day.
Yeah, and if you guys didn't listen to our previous 2 episodes, which we did basically a looking back episode and then looking forward episode, I do recommend going back and looking at the looking forward episode just because I love predictions. I love saying, okay, what do you think? Like, it's not betting because we're not betting money or anything like that, but before the game, we're like, okay, how many times is Betcher gonna miss? And we kind of had our little bets and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, and one of us got closer to his actual thing than the others, though.
Fair enough. But anyways, that would be a great episode for you guys to check out, just to see what you guys think. Like, where do you think City's going to land? It's always kind of fun, and you can always listen back to it in a week or 2 from now.
Multiple times.
Yeah, multiple times, yeah.
Please.
So anyways, the World Cup, obviously there's been a lot of big shakeup. Because we have like this bracket that we were doing with a group of friends. I had France winning, and then somehow France choked. I was shocked by that. And then this whole Argentina and England game, totally crazy. What was your feeling about these semifinals, and are you excited for Argentina and Spain?
Yeah, because this guy picked Argentina to win the whole thing. So, of course, I'm excited. Everyone was counting me out, and then all of a sudden, now I'm gold again. No, I really loved the France-Spain match because, like, once Spain went up 1-0, you're like, oh, this is kind of bad. This is kind of bad for France. They're expected to be at the final. And then when they went down 2-0, it's just like, no, this is bad. So there was a lot of like suspense only because you expected France to win. And the fact that it wasn't really close was kind of amazing. On the flip side, that Argentina match where Argentina went down and England celebrated, and like you could see that England took the intensity off a bit. And then like, well, one of our friends was commenting that all of a sudden you could see that Argentina was pressing, and our friend said it was desperate. And it's just like, no, man, this is a professional team doing their job. And like, you can see the better team won, but like the fact that they went down late, England looks like they're going to win, moved on to the final, and it just flipped on it. And now you got Argentina playing Spain for the World Cup. It's nuts. Like, this was really good soccer. This wasn't like, no one could have yes, you could have predicted it, but like it wasn't like when the World Cup started, you just penciled these guys in and just put it down and forgot about it. No, there was some real drama with these games, and that was really rad. I hope everyone that watched them, if you watched them, like you had the same experience, because win or lose, like it was still really great. Like this was a good tournament, I felt.
Yeah, and everybody's talking about all the controversy, how corrupt it is. There was something, so people might actually like this story. Back June 24th, 1990, a Brazilian Branco drank from a water bottle handed to him by a member of the Argentina staff during a break in play. And what actually ended up happening is he later started complaining of dizziness and weakness. He felt heavy, and it just impaired his ability to play. Well, Maradona ended up admitting later that they actually laced it with like a tranquilizer. And obviously nothing with FIFA happened from that. It just kind of hand waved it, and it's just kind of crazy. So when you think about this whole like red card for the U.S. men's national team and just like some of the bracketing, Argentina, all that fun stuff, I just think back, this is just been a multi-generational thing so far, you know, kind of crazy. But anyways, yeah, look that up. If you guys are kind of curious, just type in like World Cup poisoning or whatever. Like, how crazy is that? Oh my gosh. So Steve, I wanted to tell you something. There's a stat. I started kind of wondering, because one of the things is that I kind of mentioned this on a previous podcast, that Messi, before the World Cup started, everybody said that he was washed up, and that's why he's in the MLS, and like, why is he in the World Cup? And then when he started, leading the Golden Boot race, everybody said, oh, he's too good for the MLS, and that he should be back in Europe.
Yeah, make up your
So
mind.
on one hand, yeah, it's like one hand. Now, the thing is realistically, there's just the European people and the people that are like just so hardcore anti-US that there's nothing you're going to do to impress them. But one thing I will kind of say that's kind of cool about the MLS is I looked at some statistics, and if you look at the number of players that are on the World Cup roster, out of all the leagues, we're number 7. We have 44 or 45 players on World Cup rosters. To give you an example, obviously the English Premier League is going to be number 1. It has 167. Okay, so obviously they're going to have more. So not bad. 7th in the world. That's how many players we have. But then I know what some people are going to say. They're going to say, well, okay, they're on the roster, but they're obviously going to be bench warmers. Actually, it's opposite. So if you look at the minutes contributed, we actually move up. We actually move up to 6th place, meaning that not only are we on the roster, but our players are contributing more on average.
Wow.
So the English Premier League, Spanish, German, French, Italian, US. Think about that. So when people say that MLS is just some kind of joke team, it's some 4th rate, tier, like can't even beat, League One in Europe, I'm like, okay, this is saying otherwise. We actually have some good players here. Just saying.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, there's more to the argument, but I just wanted to kind of bring that up because I thought that was pretty interesting. So
it is interesting because, like, this isn't the MLS it was even 5 years ago. This is like we're, bringing in a lot of these different talent. We've got, we're attracting some of the foreign talent to actually come over, and like we're doing better now. It'd be interesting to see how we do against Liga MX in this year's All-Star game, because we're becoming, that's kind of like who we're playing on a regular basis now. It'll be interesting to see if we don't get blown out like we have in the last couple of years. That'll be good. I guess we'll know if our talent's improving by that point, which is good.
Yeah. So City, obviously we're here for City. Everybody's excited. We have yet another win. So what's our first game related to City today?
Well, we were talking before we started recording, and like, what do we want to do? And I think let's play finish a line, fill in the blank. So I'm going to give you some lines and you finish them off. All right. The biggest reason City won tonight was what?
So you want me to finish these off kind of like Betcher?
Well, we actually need to get them done. We actually need to get them done. Which, by the way, so before the game started, you had the idea. Let's go ahead and how many missed opportunities do we think Betcher was going to have? And we kind of agreed on what they might be. And I went with 4. I thought you would have 4 missed opportunities. How many did you think?
I thought there was just going to be cool 2.
Cool 2. And how many do you think we land on that he actually did have in the match?
I would say for sure, I would say probably 4.
4. Yeah. I think that 5, maybe that last one was a little off, but like, yeah. So I'll take credit for that. Although I don't know if I should be excited that I thought that our player would do worse than he did. And he actually did do worse than he did. Which, by the way, so I think we also agreed that Betcher is a much better passer and setup man than he is a striker.
I was just about to say that. I just don't get this. Like, I wonder if you could go back in time and when he was like a 10-year-old kid and said, no, you're not going to play striker. Because maybe his dad or mother was like the coach and they put him up at striker. It's kind of like baseball where the coach's kid is always the pitcher or whatever.
You're going to be a pitcher.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be a striker. I kind of wonder if they had put him as like a winger or attacking mid or central midfielder.
Yeah.
If he would have actually excelled. Because he does have some amazing passes. And it's one of those things I'm just like, yeah, he does so much better setting up than he does finishing. Well, I mean, he does anything better than finishing, but you get what I'm saying. But it's something that I guess we'll never know unless you got that time machine back there.
Right. Well, I had to sell it, I wanted a new Pokemon, so I had to sell it, whatever. Gas is expensive. All right. So the biggest reason City won tonight was what?
I would say the biggest reason City won is because Kansas City sucks so much.
Man, you can't take mine. Come on. I was going to say because we played a horrible team, but no, you. Okay. So then what reason do we have you and I been kind of saying that we think that this was a winnable match for City? We've been saying that we think that City is going to kind of feast against these really worse teams because we are like a little bit better than the lower tier teams. So we think that they're going to do well against these lower teams and really struggle against the playoff level teams. And we could possibly eke our way into like a 10th place or like a play-in playoff spot, but like this really should have been a 3-1 match.
I guess one thing you could also say is, like, if we want to be something positive about the team, I will say that it seemed like our attack was much more coherent. It seemed like that they weren't just lost up there,
Sure.
because there were so many times early in the season they just didn't know like what to do. You could definitely tell that they worked a lot about their attacking play in
Yes.
the final third, like when and where to cross. Like it felt like a completely different team, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I would have to say their attacking third play might be the reason why they won, if we wanted to give a more positive reason other than just Kansas sucks.
Yeah, and like I think knowing that the team had better passing, that they had over 400 pass attempts and had 85% success rate tonight with the passes. Like that's kind of nutty where they are getting much better at the passing. And so I do think that they're a more complete team. Missing that one little bit at the top, but other than that, they were so much better, right?
Right.
All right. How about this?
Okay.
One thing that still worries me after tonight is what?
I hate to do this because I'm going to feed right into Reddit. But the one thing that worries me after tonight is that we're going to be stuck with this same roster.
Because you're gonna go to the dance, the person you went to the dance with, right? Like they got us this far. Like that's gonna be you're right. That's probably gonna be the rationale for why there's no need to go out and spend a lot of money on a new player because this team is doing just fine. And you're gonna see fans say that too, where it's like, well, we're okay. Like, no, we should want to be better. And again, this was coming off the World Cup break against the second worst team in the league. We got to kind of keep a little bit of perspective here.
Now, can I throw some cold water at least on this idea, though? I I just can't believe that they're not going to make any reasonably decent signings, because we got rid of players. We just let Cordova go. We let Toychert go. Who else did we let go?
Oh my God, you keep forgetting about Steady.
JGR went to. What's that?
You keep forgetting about Toy Shirt.
I know.
That poor guy.
But I know. But I mean, we let these people go. I feel like there's got to be some kind of decent signing there. But we'll see. I mean, I guess it's just going to be patience.
Just
what
like
can
they
we do?
say in Ted Lasso, it's the hope that kills you.
I know.
I don't personally feel like this team, Corey Ray, is going to bother with trying to make a big signing. I don't think so. I think we're going to play Moneyball here. I think they're going to try to use that excuse of we're going to have a different setup than most teams because we can do it on the cheap and make those billionaires that own the team more billions. Like,
Okay.
how about this? 3 months from now, we'll look back on this match and say what?
Okay. I'm gonna be optimistic here. I'm gonna say we're gonna look back at this match and say this was the thing that brought us right up against the playoff spot and kind of like ushered us forward. Because guess what, guys? Yeah. I think, what is it? We have 19 points today.
19
now. So we are 1 point away from the playoff spot. 1 point. And Steve, what's next week?
LA Galaxy, who happens to be in 9th place at 20 points.
Ooh. So if we win, we automatically will move into the playoff spot.
Yep.
Like nobody's going to leapfrog us. There's no possibility of leapfrogging us. If we win, City takes control of their own future here. Now, if they lose, oof, that's going to hurt.
Yeah, because Portland below us in 11th has 17 points. So if we both win next week, we're both there. Like we're definitely leapfrogging. And in fact, LA would be in the 11th spot probably. So I think so too. I think 3 months from now we're gonna look back and say like this was the start of the change. Like the team really is improving. I think this because like your uncle had said, coming out of like the worst time to get hot was whenever you're about to hit a break. And we're continuing that, which is good. Which is good. Hey, how about this one? So they showed the broadcast tonight really spent a lot of time highlighting the fact that Kansas and St. Louis are really close. One of the Apple broadcasters said something that I really hadn't heard before in a broadcast that the two cities are connected by the longest river in the United States, and everyone's mind goes to the Mississippi. But it's not been the Mississippi for like 20 years, it's the Missouri. And he commented that they're connected by the Missouri River, which then dumps into the Mississippi, which, okay, he did a little homework, or someone for him did a little homework, and he had that line ready, which was really cool. And he talked about the fact that St. Louis is like the original soccer city, that now Kansas City claims to be the soccer capital. And they showed the Kansas fans in our visitor section, which I think is hilarious. Our visitor section is like this big.
Oh, of course.
It's like 8 seats wide by like maybe 10 rows. It's hilarious. Like, yeah, you can come. Yeah, you ain't gonna like it. It's in the 200s. It's so weird. But anyway, tomorrow morning, Kansas City fans are waking up and they're gonna think what? And let's speak specifically to those fans that drove all the way from Kansas to this match. When they wake up tomorrow morning, they're gonna be thinking what?
Oh, they're going to be thinking, what was that?
That was a world ending. So just so you know.
So I think they're going to be saying something like, what am I doing with my life? I mean, what's their goal differential? Like negative
Oh,
24 now?
oh my God, at this
23?
point it's probably 25.
I mean, think how depressed we were when City was flirting with 14th place, but we actually had some things to look forward to. Like DeMay actually seems like he's competent. There were some nice things that we had. Like Hartel was a good player, and et cetera, right? What does Kansas City or Kansas rather have to
Kansas.
look forward to? I mean, the best thing that they got going for them is having like a rumor that he may come to Kansas. Yeah, right.
Most
Never going to
yeah.
happen. Or what did I say?
I was just agreeing with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably Mo. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, there's no way he's going to come. But that's like the best thing that they got going for them.
No, I think one thing they're going to think is, man, 2023 was awesome. We own those guys back in 2023. Like that's the best they can do. Or I think the last time they were really relevant was like 2013 when they won the Open Cup. Like, oh man, remember that, guys? Remember that? And that's the best they can do. How about this?
Okay.
Speaking of Kansas, the one player from their team you would like to steal is who?
It's good. Do you have yours?
Oh, God, it's Jovic. It's Jovic.
Oh, yeah, duh.
Yeah, he scored tonight. He's one of the most prolific scorers. It's 1000% him. You put him on our team, geez, like imagine how much better we would be. So yeah, you can say no one, like it could be no one. You know, thinking back on Kansas City, like when we got in the league in 23, they actually had a decent team. Like some of their players were really good, and that team is gone. We commented the goalkeeper for Kansas City. I'm like, is this guy like 15? And when he took that PK where where he just kind of stood and then hopped really awkwardly as far to the other side of the goal as he could, it just looks like, come on, what are you thinking? Like, and they're talking about, so okay, I know you got to answer, but when we're looking at how Ray needs to build this team, you have commented and you've been pretty consistent that you just want them to be smart. Like, if it means that this year isn't great, like that it's fine as long as they're making good choices. And I would add to that, if that's going to be the case, the team needs to be honest, because we're not hearing anything from the team and it's making like we don't know what they're doing. I caution with this. We saw how poor Kansas is tonight on the field. Their general manager is talking about all these open spots they have and how many big splashes they're going to be making. Their
Mm.
goalkeeper just finished junior college and they are looking at bringing in Mo Salah. Like, what's that going to help? And maybe they don't want to help, but like their GM is talking about just making all these big moves. He can't wait for a couple weeks after the World Cup is over so he can announce all these big splashes they're making. Meanwhile, we're more like a complete team. And you even commented this is the difference between a team that is 1 point out of playoff spot versus one that's like 12 points away. So I know I went on a bit of a ramble there, but who's the one player from Kansas you would like to steal?
I would agree, but I just want to make a point about what you said too, is because fans are kind of like workers, like at a like fast food. Like, did you ever work in fast food?
That was my first several jobs was fast food. I hated it. It was awful.
Yeah, yeah. So the one thing I will say is that anybody who's a manager will understand the front office. If you've ever been in any kind of administrative role, and it's that the workers always think that they can manage better. But the problem is that they're only viewing it from their standpoint. They're not looking at the global picture, which is understandable. Like there's no hate in that sense. But as like administrator, uh, whatever, like running a business or anything, you know that sometimes there's more to it and sometimes you have to be more calculated. So if you think about it, what the front office would want to do, right? Like if they're truly doing the right thing, is they need time to rebuild. It's not something you can just do instantly, that it's going to take a few windows
Right.
realistically, right? Because maybe you do go after a player you want, but then it falls through and maybe just the right thing isn't there. So do you just get something just for the sake of getting something? Or do you wait one more time? And then, of course, yeah, it does suck because then maybe you're not playing as well for a season until you get the pieces in play, right?
Yeah.
Now, as fans, we're thinking you need to sign everything right now. You need to just spend, $10 million on a striker, blah, 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 and spend this and this and this, right? Like the realistic thing is you only have so much money to spend. They could spend $5 million on a striker that's normally worth 2.5 million just to make sure they get somebody in. But then
Yeah.
now you just wasted 2.5 million that you could have spent on something else. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's just something like for anybody who is a manager or administrator would very much understand this. Now, that doesn't mean I'm just giving them a buy, of course, right? But it just gives a little bit of clarity and understanding. But anyways,
Yep.
back to your fill in the blank. I'd have to agree. Yeah, after you said it, I was like, oh yeah, duh. That kind of makes sense. I don't know if there's anybody else I would really say that would work
No.
with us. No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah. No, because they're not a good team. This is the team from
Mm,
like 2, 3 years ago. This is definitely not a good team. All
right.
right. Do you want to do a couple like would you rather's or just jump right to the Gore Novels?
Just do a couple would you rather's and
Yeah.
then we'll do a couple goal or no goals and then
Okay. All
yeah.
right. Would you rather, guys? So we've done would you rather's before. This is
Oh, I
always
love
fun
these.
just because it's pretty binary choice. You gotta choose one or the other, and you don't have to really think too hard about it. But after tonight, would you rather beat Kansas City 3 times this season or make the playoffs, but then lose to Kansas again in the playoffs?
So you're saying beat Kansas 3 times this season but not make the playoffs?
Sure.
Or
Or maybe lose all 3 matches against them, make the playoffs, but then lose in the playoff round, the first round of the playoffs to them again. So, yeah. Okay. Hold on.
so
Yeah.
long
That's kind
story
of
short, I think I know what you're trying to say is ultimately all I care about is the playoffs,
yeah.
right? Like we could lose to them all 3 times this season, but as long as we get into the playoffs in advance, like whatever. Like I don't like I get that there's a rivalry and supposed hatred and, barbecue fights and all that, but I, if it's decision between
Yeah.
making it past the first round of playoffs versus, beating them for the next 100 years, I don't
Right.
care.
Yep.
Okay.
Would you rather win the U.S. Open Cup or make the playoffs and win a playoff game at City Park? Now, we're not winning the cup. We're not winning the MLS Cup. This is just we make the playoffs this year after last year and what we've been through this year, and we host the first game and we actually win because I've got that towel right there. Their very first home playoff game we ever did in 2023. I went to that. We have never won a playoff game at home. So win the Open Cup or make the playoffs and host a game and win at least that game. So which one would mean more to you?
Oh man, so this is actually kind of tough, right? Because you want hardware, you want to have some kind of winning pedigree, and hardware means something. But also winning a playoff game kind of gets that monkey off our back, so to speak. I think most like hardcore soccer fans would probably say let's win the Open Cup because that's awesome hardware. But I hate to say it, a lot of people don't even know what the Open Cup is. Like a lot of casual fans, they know what playoffs are, right? Because playoffs are huge, right? Especially in this country. But ultimately, the most important thing to me is winning MLS Cup at some point. And I think we have a better chance of doing that in the next decade if we win a playoff game. So this is going to pain me to say this because I would love the hardware. I think it's more important for the playoff win.
Yeah, I think the Open Cup is, I'm trying to think of a PC way to say it's just a bragging rights for the MLS. That's what we'll say. No one outside of the MLS is going to care or even know anything about the Open Cup. If in 15 years from now, if the only thing we did, if we've won 2 or 3 Open Cups, but have never squeaked past the first rounds of the playoffs, no one's going to care. No one's going to care. We can hang the banners. We can put the little signs up inside City Park. World U.S. Open Cup champions 2025, 2028, and then nothing else. It's not going to matter until we win that cup. But now, after we do those, if we win a cup, then it's great. But like, no one's going to care because what's the Open Cup? It's who? It's Lamar Hunt. We don't even like that guy. He left Missouri. Like, no one's going to care. No one's going to care. So you're right. I think winning the cup is the big thing.
And here's the other thing too, is because MLS basically neutered the Open Cup, because now they take the bottom 8 teams of the league, they go to the Open Cup, and then they take the top 12 teams, and that goes to League's Cup against the Mexican teams, right? So it's not like we're playing against the best MLS teams in the Open Cup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's another reason, which, by the way, is a horrible thing. I wish the MLS got a little greedy. I know there was too many games, but the Open Cup it was special,
Yeah. All right. Last one. Would you rather have
Okay.
Hartel for the next 5 years or a brand new DP signed striker? So maybe we get the striker for 2 years.
Well, I would actually say the striker. Here's why. There's just players. I don't know. How old is Hartle? I'm going to look here. So he is 30. So 5 years from now, I mean, he could still be playing well.
Yeah.
But you just never know how players drop off. And honestly, I feel like we really, really, really need a striker bad. So if I had to choose between the two, I'd have to say the striker. Even though I love Hartle and I think he's a great player, I think at least with Leuven on the field, at least he's strengthening midfield. He can help make up for the loss of Hartle. You can't make up for the loss of the striker.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I would go with Hartle because he's doing well without a striker and he's a pretty phenomenal player. And so what? If we get rid of Hartle, we got Betcher left. Like, who's going to fill in his spot right now? Or Oshak, is not the right position. So like, I would rather have a guy that is consistent. Yeah. That we know he's consistent. So like, I don't know. All right. How about last one? So City has they did a crossover promotion with Old Vienna chips. Have you ever had the Red Hot Riblets?
Nope.
What? Oh my
Nope.
God. So like Red Hot Riblets.
I don't even know. What are they?
They're potato chips. They're just spicy potato chips. They're when you're a scummy kid like me growing up, you buy a whole bag of them, you jam 'em on your mouth, you have horrible heartburn the rest of the day, and they're a St. Louis unique chip. It's like you put them on a Nemo's pizza and you have a Budweiser and you don't sleep for 2 days, but it's great. All right. So it's just like a spicy barbecue chip.
Hmm.
So, do you eat chips?
I do.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
let's say
I'm gonna
this.
have to try this.
Oh man. So, I don't want to say they're okay, they're good because I live here. They're good. So it's almost like Provel cheese.
Oh geez, is this like Skyline chili? Like they love it, but it's the grossest chili known to mankind.
Okay. Well, we're not we're not going to start any fires tonight. So,
Oops, my bad.
right. Oh, it's like gooey butter cake. It's like it's so good, but it's like what is this? It's just not cooked. All right. So let's just say it's a spicy barbecue chip. That's definitely not a great. It's like a lot of paprika and cayenne, and but they're riplets, they're ripple chips, but they're just like squeeze all of the powder on the chips you could, and then that's what you
Hmm.
get when you're done eating them. Your hands are just caked in the shit. It's just great. So anyway, my mouth's watering thinking about those things. Go get a bag
I could.
tomorrow, eat one, and forget your regret your life choices, and you'll know what it's like. Okay, so the best I can compare it to is a spicy barbecue chip. So, Red Hot Riplets or sea salt and vinegar chips.
Well, considering I never had these, but I do like spicy stuff.
But
So
do you like red or sea salt and vinegar?
I'm not a huge vinegar person.
Oh man,
I
sea salt and
love
vinegar
salt
chips
though.
are the best chips. They're the best chips.
Put no, the best chips are just the standard plain boring chips, except this stuff sounds like amazing, but I'm just like the regular like put tons of salt on potato kind of person.
So like maybe like
Yeah,
kosher
just
salt baked chips. Yeah, all right. So like go and get yourself some Red Hot Riplets, and then you understand like they're you couldn't go to a gas station when I was a kid and not see a bag of those for 99 cents. Like they were just there. They're like Lancashire sandwiches in grimy gas stations. They were always just there. You got yourself a bag of Red Hot Riplets and a Lancashire sandwich, and you're the most unhealthy child in the street, but it was good stuff. So, all right. How about some go or no goals? What you got?
yeah, I have a video I wanted to show in case people didn't see this on Reddit. This is absolutely hilarious. I gotta hand it to this kid. He's sitting here and he got the ring light there, my bad. But can you see him? He's like waving this
Yeah, what's he waving?
dollar bill
Okay.
to the ref. This is like during the
What in the world?
VAR review. He's
I
just like,
did not
here.
see that. I didn't pay
That is
attention to
hilarious.
that.
That is hilarious. Okay, so goal to that kid. What do you think?
Yes. Yeah, that kid's got he's got some chops on him.
So, CRX guy on Reddit said, as a Liverpool fan, most out going to Kansas would break my heart. Forget about the Liverpool part. If he went to Kansas, would it break your heart or would you be excited for the MLS in general? So, goal, it would break your heart, or no goal.
Yeah, no goal. I would be just excited that he's here. Honestly, that's just
I,
more eyes on the league. No, I couldn't care less if he went to any other league, any other team.
yeah. And honestly, if he goes to Kansas and then we beat him, then that just makes us look that much better. So Kansas can't complain. Oh, we didn't have good enough players. We still beat you. So, booyah.
Go ahead.
Dude, did we even talk about the man in match yet?
Nope, I was just getting ready to. So, goal or no goal? The fans voted in the correct man of the match of Edu Leuven tonight.
Dude, I mean, I love Leuven. Like, I do, right? But goal, it's incorrect.
It's
I
incorrect.
mean, I thought it should have been saying Ben. I mean, he had that first goal. He had that like lazy, like grandpa bicycle kick where he was like on the ground and he did that bicycle kick, which props to him. He found a way. This is what strikers should do.
Yes.
Betcher, I hope you're watching. You do whatever it takes
So
to
he's a
kick
fan
the
of the
ball,
pod.
head the ball, chest the ball into the net. You do anything. And that's exactly what Sing Ben did. And how many times did the ball go to basically almost the end line, and then he went and saved the ball to continue the attack? He did it at least 2 or 3 times that I saw, and he was just hustling. He was working hard. He just seemed very, very effective. Like, this is the St. Ben that we all know and love.
Yes.
I'm not saying that Leuven wasn't playing well, but the problem is he had the penalty that put us in the lead. So it was a game-winning goal right at whatever it was near the end of the game, right when the man of the match thing released, and I think it was just recency biased.
Yep. Yeah, me
I don't
too.
know. What do you think?
No, I did too, because you and I both thought that St. Ben should have earned it because of that goal that happened early. His play, you and I have been kind of banging his drum for a while that he's a great player and we're happy to have him on our team. But when Leuven scores that goal in like the 83rd minute or something to put us up, you're 100% right. It is pure recency bias where people just saw that. Now, here's the thing. Both you and I and all the other fans were apparently wrong because FotMob and Apple both have Marcel Hartle as the man of the match. So like we're all just dummies apparently.
He's not a bad choice either. I'm not going to lie. He played very well too. It just, unfortunately, usually the man of the match goes to a goal scorer. I don't think I've ever seen a city man of the match by the fans ever go to a non-city or non-goal scorer unless, because I don't think they do it for draws. It's just for wins, right?
Yeah. Yeah. City only does it for wins.
Yeah. So I can't think of any time it hasn't gone. Well, no, I take that back. Berkey.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of times Berkey would get it. So,
Right.
okay, fine.
Well, those are
I
dark
disproved
days.
myself.
Those are the dark days. Let's hope we don't keep going there.
By the way, it looks like, according to, I think it was Matt Baker, because I checked, he said an hour ago, apparently Berkey's still recovering from his injury suffered in the U.S. Open Cup.
Yep.
Which is interesting. It says right here, DeMay said post-game,
Oh, yeah.
he wasn't fit enough to perform. I think he needs a little bit more fitness. He says he's available on a different fitness from the others, and but the keeper is a position where whoever's going to play 90 will be the one that plays. So that's actually really, really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. He wasn't fit enough to play. So not so much injured as just got to get a little better. And I think we saw, we've been saying how Lunt is a fine replacement for Berkey, but I think we saw tonight the decision-making is it's just not there yet. Like you can see the class difference from Berkey to Lunt with that decision he made to kind of lightly boop the ball in front of the goal that led to that goal being scored, that second goal.
Yeah, which obviously threw cold water on what we've been saying that we could go without Berkey, but well, I'm not even going to go there. Maybe next week we'll...
it'll be worth to see how many saves he had and what his, saves over goals would be, but whatever. All right. I guess because we win, there's not a lot of super hot takes going on, but one thing at the beginning before the match even started, there was some slander on Steve Ewing. So those of you that are my kind of age bracket, where I grew up, we know The Urge. And The Urge was just like a St. Louis staple. We all love Steve Ewing. Steve Ewing did the Star Spangled Banner tonight, the national anthem. And on Facebook, a jabroni named Zach said, that might be the worst rendition of the national anthem I've ever heard. Goal or no goal, that was a bad rendition of the national anthem.
Okay. So this is kind of tough because I'm a musician and, I got the ear to hear this and it's hard to ignore. I give him props. Like he went out there saying I would never sing in front of, 25,000 people plus everybody on Apple TV. Sorry, it wasn't great. Maybe there was some issues with like hearing himself in the monitor or something, but it wasn't great. Sorry. But
was it
it's okay.
Worst rendition of the national anthem you ever heard?
No, actually it's not. So no goal.
That's a no goal. Don't slander Steve Ewing. Steve Ewing's a saint and he from the dark side. Oh my God. Go listen to The Urges. If you haven't, everyone right now, go on Spotify, go on YouTube Music, whatever you use, download The Urges self-titled album. High School Me changed. It just changed. Like, it's amazing. And I was telling you before we recorded, my buddy and I went and saw The Urge play at some dive bars before COVID. And there wasn't even a cover. We went and saw The Urge play for free with like 13 other drunks around us. And it was hilarious. And it was so cool. and they blew up again. And props to Steve Ewing for all he's done for St. Louis. So, and Steve Ewing's hot dogs. I don't eat meat, but my kids love them. My wife likes it. So, like, apparently, my wife also said that at the end of the matches, if there's any leftover products, they just will stand outside and give away all the hot dogs that are left or any of their stuff. They don't want to throw them away. They'll just give them to anyone that's walking by. So if you're ever at a game, at the end of the match, go buy Steve's hot dogs. Maybe get a free wiener, if as the kids say. Get some of that wiener action.
Okay, we better go now.
That's right. All right.
Bye.
All right. So good match. You know, we don't suck again. We don't have to get that meme out yet. Like, we play again on Wednesday. We play them on Wednesday. You said the game was like at 9:30 or something because it's a
9:30.
West Coast start. Klaus might be back for that match, so we might see our old friend. I know they said he should be back after the World Cup. That'll be technically after the World Cup.
We'll see.
Before we go, World Cup final prediction. What's your score?
Man, I know Argentina's going to win, but for the sake of the bracket and beating you, because I need Spain to win and you need Argentina to win, I'm going to say 3-2 Spain.
Argentina. There we go. All right.
I know it's going to be Argentina, but I have to.
Hey, by the way, I don't think anyone can complain that like the refs gave it to Argentina in that semifinal. Like, that was a good match. That was a good, clean match.
Mm-hmm.
It was. Oh, and yeah, so it's going to be good. We're having my son's graduation party on Sunday, and we get to watch the World Cup at the same time, which is really dope. It's a good time to be a soccer fan. So like, I really dig that because of the World Cup, these matches are in between World Cup stuff. So we have these matches tonight. We have some matches tomorrow. I think there might be no matches on Saturday or Sunday, and then the rest of the week. So like, we get to even see a little more soccer. I loved the beginning of the World Cup. It's almost like this March Madness where you've got so many, many different games. And this is really cool because you get to see so many other countries. You get to learn about Cape Verde. You get to learn about Curacao. You get to learn about all these little bitty countries. Like, it's so cool. And then we're going to see it in 4 years. All right. So now let's go ahead and wrap this up. So find Simon Betcher, push him over and watch him grab his knees because that's what he always does. Stand over him and go, "Hey, Simon." He looks up. You go, "Offer City, baby." And then you go and give Johan DeMay a high five for not screwing this up so bad.